Test. Test. Jeez, that's loud. Test, test, test. Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Drumner Center for this non-conference matchup featuring your visiting Post University women's basketball, between your Post University women's basketball team and the visiting AIC Yellow Jackets. Mike Vesci will be joining you on the call for tonight's game as the Eagles come home after a win at home over the weekend against Bridgeport, 55-52, after some last-minute heroics by Nicole Parks and Jasmine Day Cox to give the Eagles the victory. We're about 3 minutes away from introductions, which I'll also be doing. So we're going to head on over to the mic to do that, and we'll join you shortly before tip-off. But for now, I'm Mike Vesci, getting ready for AIC versus Post tonight from the Drumner Center on YouTube and the CACC network.
My name is Jaden Burns, and I'm from Oakdale, Connecticut.
Hi, my name is Cameron Porter. I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Rossignol, and I'm from Enfield, Connecticut.
Hi, my name is Erin Harris, and I'm from Muskegon, Connecticut.
Hi, my name is Jasmine DeCox, and I'm from Boston, Mass.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Drumner Center for this non-conference matchup. Mike Vesci joining you on the call. Lineups just got read out. It's Jaden Burns, Erin Harris, Jasmine Day Cox, Cameron Porter, and Alyssa Rossignol as your starting five for post. For the AIC Yellow Jackets, Chelsea Reeves, Ruzger Christina Boyle, Peyton Grant, Kivana Bennett, and Ryemi Porter are your starting five for the visiting Yellow Jackets. Rossignol will take the tip alongside Porter as we are ready to get underway with this midweek matchup. The Eagles coming into this one 1-6 off of their first win of the season against Bridgeport. First conference win of the year, 55-52 in that one. Tip goes up and it's won by the Yellow Jackets, and we are underway from the Drumner Center here on the campus of Post University. Quick turnover there for the Yellow Jackets. That was Reeves with the ball going out of bounds. So Post will get their first possession of the game just 8 seconds into this one. Harris at the point, usually been taking it up most of the year so far. It's only our third home game of the year, folks. And Porter now in the 0. She was wearing 21 earlier this year from time to time. Takes the jumper off the mark. Rebounded out there by Harris. Harris trying to feed through the gap. She gets it down low to Rossignol, and Rossignol lays it in for 2. Post in the full court press right now. I apologize for some of my pronunciations on the AIC side of things. We're working to get those for you as we go and get them correct. A little bit of a collision there between Harris and can't quite see the number from our angle. We are over at the scorer's table. That's Porter, Ryemi Porter, going down there with a little collision with Harris. It'll be AIC ball inbounding is Christina Boyle. That's Ruzger Christina Boyle, so if you hear me say Christina Boyle, that's why. So we'll just call her Boyle for the rest of the game. A little bit of a tie-up down low. It looks like they're going to call a foul, though, on Harris, her first. And so taking out will be Boyle yet again. Eagles leading 2-0, 9:12 to go. We're in the early going of this one. Boyle gets it into Porter. Up top over to Grant. Boyle for 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Rossignol. Taking it up the court is Harris. Kicks it back out to Rossignol. Mid-range jumper, excuse me. Been a while since I've called a basketball game, folks, so it'll take a little while to get used to saying what I would need to say for this. Bennett now to inbound. Full court press still on for the Eagles. She gets it in. And now coming down with it is Reeves through the gap. Lays it in for 2, and we've got a tie game at 2-all. Up the court with it is Harris now. Porter inbounded it to her. Being guarded closely by Boyle. Day Cox on the corner wing. Feeds it up top to Porter. Now on to the left side to Harris. Tries to feed it in the gap to Rossignol, and then Burns. A nice shot by Burns, but couldn't quite elevate it enough to get there. Beautiful passing by the Eagles offense to find those gaps in between the defense of AIC to find an open lane in which they could try and get something going there. Burns just not able to finish there. Coming the other way with it, Bennett, and now over there to take that 3 is Reeves off the mark. Another missed 3 for the Yellow Jackets. And now a turnover by Bennett, taken away by Day Cox in transition. She's going to pull it back out. Feed it into Rossignol, mid-range, no good. And tipping up and grabbing that is Ryemi Porter with the board. Her first of the game. Now Boyle with it up top. Boyle over to Bennett. Bennett now over to Reeves on the left side of the court. Boyle down low, guarded with Harris. A little bit of a shorter matchup there between the two at 5'7" and 5'9", but it's rebounded and Rossignol takes the other way, and she's going to get called for a double dribble. Thought it was a foul at first called there on Reeves. No foul there. One of our timing guys is getting into the mix over here, so we have a quick stoppage here to allow for our timing people to get in here. Weather is super bad out there right now, folks, so if you are out on the roads or planning to come, I haven't been outside all day. I don't plan to go outside until after this game is over, but I've heard that the wind and rain has made it for a miserable commute. We did have a Special Olympics game planned for halftime between some kids that were going to come out as part of supporting the women's basketball team, and they unfortunately had to cancel due to the weather. So that won't be happening tonight. But if they're watching, we want to give you a quick shout out and thank you for your support of Post University and your willingness to come out on behalf of the women's basketball team, even though you couldn't come here tonight due to the weather. Same 5 out for both teams right now as we got our timing table all set up and ready to go. Bennett now feeds it down low to Reeves. No good on the wide open layup. Harris going to snatch that rebound away and throw it ahead to Rosigno. Rosigno's been one of the top shooters on this team. Kick out for 3 to Burns. Bang! Burns bangs down a 3. Eagles up by 3. First score in almost 2 minutes for either side. Hannah Finnerty getting ready to check in. And that's going to be a turnover on AIC. Looks like that was Bennett. That's going to get awarded the turnover. Finnerty now coming in for Porter. Burns to inbound near midcourt. Eagles leading by 3 with 7 minutes to go in the first. Again, no media timeouts either in these games, so we're just going to run through this as long as it takes until there's a timeout or something from either side. Getting ready to reset the clock here. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Eagles inbound, and Harris up top of the point with Boyle on her. Looks like the Yellow Jackets are playing man-to-man. No zone defense for them. Harris, nice pick by Rosigno, allows Harris to get around the corner. Looks like Boyle might have got a piece of it. Not quite sure if that'll be awarded a block, but looks like Boyle got a piece of it down low. Bennett throws it to nobody. Good catch by the Eagles bench, though. Looks like Mackenzie Ford and Cameron Porter teamed up to get the ball on the bench. Eagles ball, as the movement on offense for AIC was not there to allow for somebody to be there and get that ball. I thought the refs were looking at me to move as I'm on the sideline here commentating today's game. Rosigno from the right side knocks it down. That's a 2. Her foot was on the line. There are 2 lines because you're looking at our overhead camera on the court. One of them is the old 3-point line. The other one is the new one. Heads up over here as that one's over to Boyle. So that was a 2 for Rosigno. Grant for 3 off the mark. Yellow Jackets still looking for their first 3 of the game. And now down low, getting it is Finnerty with the rebound. Back come the other way, the Eagles with it. Harris in transition. He's going to just kick it out to Rosigno. Rosigno out to the left wing in Finnerty. Finnerty towards the middle, one-on-one with Grant, and she's going to... Nope, there's going to be a 3-second call. I don't know who it was on. Might have been Burns or Day Cox. Couldn't quite see. Checking into the game is Eden Munka for the Yellow Jackets. On the other side, Jaden Burns comes out for 15, Nicole Parks for the Eagles. 6:02 remaining. Eagles by 5. Trying to get a little bit of a run going here after they lost their first 6 games to start the year. 1-6 on the year after that win over the weekend against Bridgeport. Boyle up top with it. Cuts into the lane, and she's got 2. And the Yellow Jackets scoreless streak stops at about 4-ish minutes or so. They got that basket around the 9-12 mark, and we're looking at about 5.5 minutes to go here as Rosigno shot off the mark. Rebounding it is Porter. Boyle up top with it now. One-on-one with Harris, like she has been for most of this game so far. Boyle now dancing around some defenders. Mid-range jumper. Got it just in front of the 3-point line. Emma Carmen getting ready to check in for the Eagles now on the sideline over here. And now Harris taking it up the court. Jackie Russell also going to check in, the East Hampton native. Rosigno was looking for the backdoor cut from Aaron Harris, and Rosigno says, my bad. That was on her. She says she should have waited for Harris to get in there. She was a little bit early with the pass, but she had the right idea. Rosigno coming off, Harris coming off. As you mentioned, Russell and Parks coming into the game for the Eagles. Finnerty to inbound. It looks like they're setting up something to get Daycox down low. Weren't able to get it on the cut. Russell up top mishandles it, but it's going to stay in play, and Russell gets it back. She's guarded up top by Boyle now, and now Russell looks to make the move to the middle, outside to Carmen. Carmen to the left wing over to Finnerty. Down low to Parks in the post. Parks in the post. One-on-one. Gets fouled over there by number 4, Munka. Munka just coming into the game a few moments ago for the Yellow Jackets. 7-6 Eagles with 4:53 to go. And that will just be taken out down low. 1 foul for each team so far through the first 5 minutes. A pretty good start for both teams in that regard. Finnerty to inbound again. We'll see if they try and do that cut action to Daycox. They don't. They break out to the wings, and now up top with it is Emma Carmen. Daycox now with it over towards the free throw line. And now Carmen fakes a 3, and another 3-second call. I believe that was on Nicole Parks for too many seconds. You can't stay in the paint for more than 3 seconds, folks, without moving in and out of it or keeping 1 foot in and out of it. And she's been sitting in the paint. In that particular instance, she was sitting in the paint. In previous ones, the previous one, it was somebody else. Couldn't quite tell on that last one. It's a hard one to see because it is a turnover. Off of the miss, Parks to Finnerty for 2. Eagles regain their lead back to 3. A little bit of pressure coming from Russell up top over where Reeves is. Good steal by Parks, led to a transition bucket by Finnerty there moments ago. Munka now with it right in front of that three-point line, guarded by Parks. Cameron Porter getting ready to check in for the Eagles, as well as Aaliyah Phillips, the junior guard from Pittsfield, Massachusetts, for the visiting Yellow Jackets. Naj White checking in for the first time in this game. She did not play the last 2 games, missed the last 2, so first action coming off the bench right now for the Eagles since the Bentley University game. Cameron Porter up top guarding Reeves. Russell with Boyle gets a nice screen from Porter, and the mid-range by Boyle off the mark, and that was a takedown there by Munka. That's going to be called every time. White taken to the ground, got wrapped up. Looks like nothing there crazy. It was just a little bit of a hold play there. I think they called it on Munka. No, it was not on Munka. It was on White. It's on White with the foul. So Naj White gets called for the foul. From the looks out of it from this angle, it looked like Munka had the takedown there and got wrapped up, but it was vice versa. Boyle for 3, off the mark. Yellow Jackets again, still not able to take down a 3. Now that will be a loose ball foul on Porter for AIC. Eagles ball now with 3:55 to go. And checking back into the game is Jaden Burns, as well as on the AIC end, it'll be Kivana Bennett. Naj White to inbound. Cameron Porter up top with Aaron Harris out of the game. Both of these kind of a duo here in terms of on the guard wings. You have Naj White, who's a veteran in her senior year, and Porter in her freshman. White, mid-range jumper, no good. Boyle with the rebound, brings it down, coming back the other way. And a nice cut inside there by Bennett, lays it in for 2. 9-8 Eagles with 3.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Only 3 fouls for Post, 2 for AIC. Porter up top with it over to the left wing near us on the NCAA logo. Looks to feed Carmen in the post, isn't able to do so. Gets it back up top to Russell. Russell on the right wing. Looks to try and get something down low, can't do it. White cuts it inside to Burns. Burns, a nice move. Ooh, she had a lane there and just did not go for it. Tried to feed it to Emma Carmen on the right point. Wasn't able to get it. Fortunately for the Eagles, though, Bennett touched it on the way out of bounds, so it will be Eagles ball. Jacqueline Russell to inbound it. Looking to get cut action down low to Porter. They're going to go outside to White for 3, and no good for Naj White. Rebounded there by Phillips, and the other way with it comes AIC, looking to take their first lead of the game. Eagles got off to a 7-2 start. Since then, the Yellow Jackets have scored 6 of the last 8 points on the scoreboard. Feeding it in is Boyle to Munka. Munka for 2. A little bit of a mismatch there with her in White. Gets it up and over. Rosignol looking to check back in. Aaron Harris looking to check back in for Post shortly. Russell up top. Gets it over to Naj White. White over on the left side to Porter. Carmen down low. Gets it back up top to Russell at the top of the key. Russell now over to White on the right wing. In low to Emma Carmen. Carmen gets draped all over by Reeves. And that one's nearly taken away by Phillips, but it goes out of bounds. So in will come Rosignol and Harris for Carmen and Russell. And then checking in for the Yellow Jackets will be Sarai Gurley coming in for Chelsea Reeves. Harris has this one, and a nice screen set by White. Harris blocked down low by Munka, and I think she was teamed up with on Gurley. But now, nope, foul on Harris. So that was a foul on Aaron Harris after the rebound happened. And now Aaron Harris will check out of the game. I believe that was her second. Waiting for the live stats to update here. Yeah, that was her second foul. So Harris got to come out because it's already too early in this game to be taking too many fouls if you're the Eagles. And in fact, in their first game of the season, there were over 60 free throws between the two teams because of how many fouls were called. The Eagles, very aggressive team on defense, but you want to watch and not make sure you foul too much, or that's the result you're going to get. Down low, it looks like that's going to be called on Porter. 2 shots coming over here for Phillips. The Yellow Jackets up by 1 with 2:07 to go, and checking in is Day Cox for White. So that's kind of an interesting thing to note is those fouls. And the Eagles have been known as well for their fast starts in play so far this year. Against CSI at home, College of Staten Island, for those who don't know what CSI is, College of Staten Island, they earlier this season were up by 16 in the third quarter and ended up blowing that lead and losing to the Dolphins by the end of the game. Checking in is Ramey Porter for AIC. Checking out is Munka. 2:07 to go, 10-9 in favor of AIC after 2 missed free throws right there. Finnerty now coming down the court with it, feeds it to Rossignol. Rossignol in low, and looked like she got bopped on the head there by Porter, but the Eagles get the rebound. Porter for 3, no good. That'll be an over-the-back call on Finnerty after Gurley secured the rebound. So Gurley with the rebound, and then the foul there by Finnerty. Her first. Team is over the limit, so that'll be 2 shots now for Sarai Gurley, the freshman guard from Panoma, New York. Yellow Jackets just missed their previous 2 free throws before going to the line, but she's going to nail that one. Post University forced 37 turnovers in their last game, which was at home over the weekend against Bridgeport. I mean, I'm the SID here, and as far back as I could find in the records that we had for for women's basketball that I was able to access, they haven't done that in 10-plus years at minimum. It's probably a program record. There was no record predating the arrival of myself that listed turnovers in the game. A nice block there by 33, Ramey Porter. Eagles ball with 1:38 to go. So far today, though, the Eagles forcing 5 turnovers, actually. They have only 3. And interesting fact, all 7 games this year, they have 20-plus turnovers. Another block by Bennett. It's brought back by Rossignol, gets blocked twice, gets her own rebound twice, misses, and then is taken down over there by Phillips. Great defense by Bennett on these last few possessions to get some blocks in there for AIC. Like I was saying, the Eagles have 20-plus turnovers in each of their first 7 games. As Bennett makes the shot and AIC goes up 5. They have 20-plus turnovers in each of their first 7 games. They did not have more than 20 turnovers in more than 8 games. They only had 8 games with 20 turnovers or more last year. So a big difference so far this year. Finnerty lays it up and in for 2. But again, you don't want to look at it from that perspective of, wow, all of a sudden they're turning the ball over a lot. It's important to note there's only 3 returners on this team. So learning head coach Courtney Burns' system will take some time for this team. And it's going to result in some turnovers both offensively and defensively. Down low, getting that bucket for 2 is AIC, is Phillips. And now a little bit of a cheat move there as couldn't quite see her number. Bennett tried to cheat in. Porter tried to feed it down low. Going to get a travel called on Porter. Some quick changes coming in now. Everybody kind of flipping the script on this one. Grant comes in for AIC. I believe, they came on so fast I couldn't even see it. 28 seconds left. They can hold for last shot, so I'm assuming the Yellow Jackets will. As head coach Kristen Hutchinson in front of me, just signaling to slow things down. Up top with it is Reeves. Reeves with Day Cox on her. Dribbling, going to her left. Burns goes to pick up the double team and comes back out. And now Reeves loses control of the ball. Burns now with a chance. 4 seconds on the clock, and now she gets it taken away by Phillips. Ball's just going to loose on the ground, and that'll end the first. 16-11 AIC. We'll be back in a few moments with your first quarter recap here on the CACC Network and YouTube. Post University trailing 16-11 after the first here at the Drumner Center. Eagles ball to start the second here. They trail 16-11. They led 7-2 early and then fell behind shortly after that, and it's been pretty much all Yellow Jackets since then. Alyssa Rosignol has shot the ball 9 times already in this game. The Eagles were 5-19 coming to this quarter shooting-wise. Inbound for Naj White, gets it out to Finnerty. Finnerty's going to be called for a travel, and that's another, and she made the shot. Won't count, though. 5 turnovers now for the Eagles in this one. Excuse me, 4. Thought they, no, I'm sorry. It is 5 turnovers for the Eagles. Looking at the live stats in front of me here. So back comes AIC the other way, looking to see what they can do. And Day Cox is going to strip that away from Gurley. Day Cox to the hoop. Gets fouled hard over there by Gurley. So Day Cox will go to the line for 2. The first 2 free throws of the day for the Eagles, who are shooting 5 of 19 so far from the field. The Yellow Jackets, in comparison, 7 for 16. The 7 turnovers haven't come back to haunt them quite yet, just because of the Eagles' struggle shooting so far. And again, the ball hasn't really been distributed around to a lot of different people. I mean, I shouldn't say that. It's been distributed to 6 different people, but all 5 of them have 2 shots apiece, whereas Rosignol has 9 of those. So Rosignol has nearly half of the Eagles' shots so far in this matchup. Daycox missed the first, gets the second, and it's a 4-point game. Eagles 1 for 2 from the line. Free throws were a struggle earlier this year as well for the Eagles. In their first few games, shooting in the mid-60s in terms of the rate at which they were able to score. AIC setting up a play up top. You saw Reeves try and look over to the bench to Hutchison. And now in the corner for 3, the first of the day. An 0 for 5 start for AIC, but Sarai Gurley gets the first 3, and then a long pass by Day Cox. Turnover. One off Nicole Park's hands. You got to give that turnover to Day Cox, though, for the high pass. It's a 19-12 game. AIC ball looking for more. Can go up by as many as 10 here, depending on if they can hit a 3 or not. Bennett up top, looks to feed someone down low, can't do so. Gets it back out to Reeves. Reeves over to the left side, and that's Porter. Porter feeds the right side for 3. Grant, no good. And it's rebounded down low by Bennett. Bennett back out top. Reeves now for 3, off the mark. And it's rebounded again by Bennett. You cannot allow a team to have 3 offensive rebounds on 1 possession. The Eagles have done that here. 2 offensive rebounds. Nearly a turnover by nearly a turnover forced by Parks. Not able to get to it. And now another 3 for Bennett off the mark. And Naj White will get the rebound and come the other way with it. White charging in heavily and gets it back out to Day Cox. Day Cox over to White on the right side. And now tries to cut into Burns, and that's going to be a turnover for Burns. And it looks like Bennett got a hand on it. So she should be credited with the steal. And then a turnover the other way by Reeves. Gives the ball right back to Post. Boyle to check in for AIC. Finnerty and Burns just came off. Carmen Washington, Raquel Washington is now in the game for the first time today for the Eagles. Emma Carmen just entered as well. Jackie Russell out there. Naj White and Day Cox, Jasmine Day Cox out there for Post. White tries to get it down low, and they were just, again, not on the same page with that one. Jackie Russell kind of shrugging. Where was that one going to? It was supposed to go to Russell, but Russell wasn't there to receive it. So, again, like I said, young team, communication early on, a little bit of a struggle as the team tries to get on the same page with some of their plays and everything. Grant's going to turn that one over. AIC is gifting the ball back to the Eagles time and time again so far in this one, allowing them the opportunities offensively, but on the other end for Post, they haven't gotten a shot for the first 2.5 minutes of this quarter. So you got to credit the AIC defense for being able to halt Post's offense on the other end. Believe that was ruled a jump. Nope, that was just out of bounds, and so it's another turnover for the Eagles. Day Cox loses it. thought they called a jump ball there. No, they did call a jump ball there. I apologize. It was a jump ball. And then we've got a foul by Naj White, her second. And that'll bring Hannah Finnerty into the game for White. So White's got 2. Harris has 2. That's the problem, too, with Courtney Burns' squad right now is the early foul trouble for them, which has seen 2 players now get 2, including your starting guard, Aaron Harris. Harris can't be out there. Carmen, I think, blocked that. Emma Carmen with the block on the shot by Boyle, and it's going to stay with AIC as it went out of bounds. Checking in is Cameron Porter for Jasmine Day Cox. Yeah, you don't have your starting guard out there right now if you're Coach Burns because of the early foul trouble, and that plays a role in what you're able to do play-wise and everything. Not saying that obviously the backup guards don't know what they have to do. They most certainly do. But depending on what personnel you run out there, another travel for the Eagles. Cameron Porter now with the turnover. That's going to force a timeout for head coach Courtney Burns with 7:02 remaining. Post trailing 21-12. Still no shots through the first 3 minutes of this quarter. Just a couple of free throws. I don't believe it was a full timeout. So we will we'll stick around here for the duration of this. So far, Kivanna Bennett leads the way with 6 points, 3 of 6 shooting. AIC shooting 9 of 22. Look, they're not shooting much better than the Eagles right now, folks. The difference is in the turnovers. Both teams have 10. Post has 10. AIC has 9. Points off turnovers, though, actually favor the Eagles 7-4. But on the boards right now, Post is getting hammered 18-10 in the early going of this one. And it was that possession earlier I mentioned. A few offensive rebounds allow AIC to get second and third chance looks. You don't know what they can end up doing with those. They didn't convert on one of the ones we saw, but still. Got to clean up on the boards if you're the Eagles a little bit better. Another turnover for AIC. That was Phillips, stolen away by Porter. And the Eagles will look to see if they can get their first field goal of the game. Another turnover for the Eagles. It's another travel, this time by Russell. And she's saying, no, I put the ball down. I don't know. I didn't really see it from my angle if it was or not, but that's 11 turnovers in the first half for the Eagles. Boyle up top with it, with Finnerty guarding her. Feeds it over to Ramey Porter. And another AIC turnover. Well, I mean, the floodgates have opened on that. And again, some of it's sloppy on both sides. You got to call it what it is. Some of it is sloppy ball handling on both sides for the Eagles and miscues. But some of it's really good defense, too, by Post and AIC. We saw both teams in the Bridgeport post game force a lot of turnovers, and that's why. And another travel, this time on Emma Carmen. The refs are caught. Look, the thing about calling a travel and calling fouls in general and turnovers and making calls is being consistent with it, which the refs are being very consistent with it right now. So you cannot at all fault them for how they're going about it. They're doing a really good job of officiating this game fairly on both sides. And look, the travels are mounting right now for Post. They've got to put that ball on the ground before they take that first step with it. Right now it's killing them offensively. That's going to be a 3 from Grant, and AIC takes a 12-point lead. Still no shots from the field this quarter for the Eagles. Russell up top to Porter. Yeah, they are 0 for 0. AIC 3 for 7. The 1 point for Post so far on the free throws by Day Cox when she got fouled on the breakaway layup attempt. Burns lays it up, and there you go. The first field goal of the second quarter for Post, coming at just about the 5:30 mark. Coming back with it is Boyle, lays it up and misses. Finnerty with the rebound. Now Finnerty the other way. 3 for Russell. High arcing shot just off the front of the rim. Porter, Ramey Porter, that is, gets the rebound. Try and make sure I differentiate that for you guys folks as well, because we do have Cameron Porter for the Eagles and Ramey Porter on the other side for AIC. Bennett with it down low, gets it up top to Boyle. Boyle looks to do that stutter step three, wasn't able to do so. Finnerty playing really good defense, now switches with Porter. Bennett down low, gets it over Finnerty, but Rosignol going to get the rebound. Interestingly enough, Rosignol, like I mentioned, with 9 shots in the first, none so far in the second. Then again, turnovers have really killed the Eagles in this second quarter. Down low in the post with this Rosignol, gets it over to Russell on the other end. Oh my gosh, swatted away by Porter. Not in her house. That's her 4th block of the first half. Daycox checking in for Finnerty, who sprints off the court. In the second quarter alone, 8 turnovers for Post, 5 for AIC. It's resulted in 7 points off, disregard the 7 points off the turnover for each side. For some reason, live stats just combine it all for the entire half, so that's not accurate. Daycox, floater, looked like she got hit on the arm on the way up by somebody, but no foul called. Coming the other way with it is Ramey Porter. Boyle now up top, guarded by Daycox. Feeds it down low to Bennett, near the key, top of the key. In the corner to Grant. Grant now pushes it in, and now back up top for Ramey Porter. Her jumper off the mark, but cleaning up the boards again, Kivana Bennett. Second chance points only favor AIC. It was 2-2 at last check. Points in the paint, though, 14-8. And another Post turnover. Alicia Asnar Chamorro will check into the game for AIC. I believe that's her first action. Up the court come the Yellow Jackets with a 12-point edge over Post in the first half of this one. Up top for 3, that's Boyle off the mark. Yellow Jackets just 2 of 11 now from 3. The Eagles, on the other hand, 1 for 4 so far. Yellow Jackets, though, shooting 11 of 27 from the floor. Post, 6 of 23. Turnovers currently, as of right now, and this is another big number to look at. Offensive rebounds, 9 for AIC to Post's 5. Rosignol trying to curve in, can't do it. Look to get it out to Burns, and now Burns a nice move in, and now the lead down to 10 for AIC. 13 turnovers for Post, 11 for AIC. They've started cleaning up in the second half of this quarter. We got less than 3 minutes remaining. Kicking up top is Boyle for 3, off the mark. Rebounded down low by Chamorro. Chamorro up top to Boyle again. Boyle, little stutter move, tries to go to her right on Rosignol, unable to do so, feeds it down low. Layup no good by Phillips. But I believe that's going to be Jackie Russell. Yep, it will be, with the foul called on her. So to the line for 2 will be Aaliyah Phillips. And checking back in will be Ramey Porter and Roxy Washington. Raquel Washington. Missed by Phillips. The AIC Yellow Jackets now 2 for 5 from the line. And good on the second. So 27-16 with 2:38 remaining here in the first half. Mike Vetch joining you on the call. If you're just joining us, it was an early start for Post, but since then it's been all AIC for most of the second quarter and the tail end of the first. Daycox up top. Over to the left wing is Jackie Russell, tries to feed Rosignol down low. Chamorro gets a hand on it, and it'll stay with Post. Cameron Porter for Post coming out. Hannah Finnerty back in with 2:21 to go. Finnerty gets it into Rosignol. Rosignol bullies her way in, and she's going to be called for a travel. Now, I don't believe, I would have to check in the... Yeah, no. So, looking at the live stats, was just trying to see if they do show how many turnovers are via what. They don't. So, I can't tell you how many travels at this point it's been for Post, but it's been at least 5. As a miss there by the Yellow Jackets gives the Eagles a chance to cut their deficit down to single digits for the first time in a while. Russell nearly gets it stripped. Finnerty near the elbow, no good. and it's going to go out of bounds. Washington couldn't get to it, and it'll be AIC ball here, who have outscored the Eagles just 11-5 in this second quarter. It's not been a pretty quarter for either team. Jaden Burns, though, shooting 3 for 4 so far for the Eagles. Boyle for a long 2, no good. Finnerty with the rebound for post. If you're the Eagles right now, you want to get on a little bit of a run here to end the first half and get back into this game. Finnerty for 3, and just as I say that, Finnerty finishes the job on that possession. It's an 8-point game. Big 3 there for Hannah Finnerty. Not only gets her on the scoreboard, but with her first bucket from the field today. Excuse me, she's got 7 points. What am I saying? Live stats on a little bit of a delay. Got an offensive foul there on Porter, Ramey Porter. Eagles ball now, and now we got 2 checking in, Gurley and Bennett. Rosignol coming off for Burns with 1:14 remaining here in the first half. Eagles trailing by 8 after that Finnerty 3 moments ago. How low can they get this deficit to before the end of the first half? Russell curves in, kicks it out. Burns for 3. Got it. Back-to-back threes for the Eagles. And with 1 minute remaining, it's just a 5-point game. It's a low-scoring affair, folks. The last game was 55-52 for Post. So you know you're going to see good defense when you see the Eagles play, trying to get themselves back into it. Bennett is going to be called for the offensive foul. Burns, way to draw it there. And another turnover for AIC. Well, let's see if the Eagles try and go 2 for 1 here, too. With 46 seconds on the shot clock, there's a 16-second differential between game and shot here to end the half. Can the Eagles get a quick bucket here and maybe go 2 for 1 the way their defense has been playing these last couple of possessions? Maybe cut this down to, hey, maybe even a tie game if they can get a 3 on one of these 2 possessions. Doesn't look like they'll do so, though. Burns up top. Russell being patient with it are the Eagles to try and get this game and this deficit back down lower. Finnerty cutting in. She's going to be fouled with 25.9 to go. Only the fourth foul for the Yellow Jackets. It's on number 14, Alicia Asnar Chamorro. In the corner with it is Day Cox. 19 seconds on the shot clock, and she's fouled going up by Bennett. That's her second. So Ramey Porter and Kivana Bennett, 2 fouls each. And that's important to keep in mind because Bennett is shooting 4 of 8 so far with 8 points. And Ramey Porter on the boards has 5 as well as 4 blocks. Day Cox makes the shot. And this Eagles run, it was an 11-point deficit, now down to 4 after that 7-0 run and make that, nope. But Burns is going to get the rebound, jump ball between Burns and Asnar Chamorro, and it's staying here post ball. Big play there by Burns off the missed free throw. Gives the Eagles a chance at another 2 to 3, even 4 points. If you can foul behind the 3-point line and make it. Jackie Russell is one of those dangerous 3-point shooters. They can also take the clock down here. Important to note that. They can take down this game and shot clock to 0 because of the free throws. Finnerty, 9 seconds. Day Cox, looks like they will wait for last shot. Raquel Washington stripped. And AIC with a chance at the buzzer. Reeves. And nope. Thought Finnerty had a block there, but I saw it from this angle that she got a hand on it, and they did call it. And the Eagles, with all the momentum they just had with that 7-0 run now, are unfortunately now going to have to sit through 2 free throws by Chelsea Reeves because of that foul there at the end of the quarter with 0.3 seconds left. Unfortunate turn of events there at the end of the quarter. Reeves cashes in on the first one. Makes it a 28-23 game. Misses the second. So the Eagles will go into the half trailing by 5 after trailing by as many as 12. Post 23, AIC 27. 15 minutes on the clock. We'll be back in about 12. we'll go show you some highlights from this past weekend of all the teams who went a record-breaking 6-0. First time in program history that all the winter teams have won over the weekend. First time we've had a perfect 6-0 weekend in Post University history. So we'll take you to those highlights. Post trailing by 5 heading into the break here at the Drumner Center, coming to you live on CACC Network and YouTube.
Kate Hagelson in there, aggressive on the forecheck. Julia Wysocki skates right by her, however, into the offensive zone. Passes one into the slot. The shot on goal. They score! It's a power play goal, and Post University takes a 1-0 lead. Rowan Ringer tallies the goal for Post and puts them on top 1-0 early in this game. That 1-2-1 defense, really it's a 1-3 defense from Post University. They're playing it well. And they cut it off once again at neutral ice. How about this? Mikavicus all alone, moving towards the net. She scores! A beautiful short-handed goal. Selena Mikavicus, are you kidding me? Two to nothing, Post University, and you don't see many prettier than that. Fans making some noise, and we're underway for the final 20 minutes here in Shelton. Can Sacred Heart come back down 2-0, or can Post University hang on for one of their biggest wins of the season? Immediately, the Pioneers go into the offensive zone. Someone's stick went flying into the air. Post can't quite clear it out. Sacred Heart sends it in just a little bit deeper, but now Mikavicus has it. Mikavicus sends it out of the defensive zone. Savannah Popick has it, and ultimately she couldn't handle it cleanly. Ringer into the offensive end, takes the shot, she scores! Rowan Ringer right off the bat, 30 seconds in, makes it a 3-0 Post lead. Ringer's second goal of the game.
But McElhaney, the only one there now behind the net with a centering pass in front. Quick pass was Gardner, and the puck dumped all the way down. Pekka, with his speed, goes after it. Looked like he was going toward the net, spun to the corner, then centered it out in front with a chop shot. They score! The streak is over as Aiden Kennedy gets his first goal as an Eagle at 14:30. And the Eagles have a 1-0 lead, all on the speed of Mateo Pekka. Takes a shot that's deflected by Delory, then taken away nicely by the aggressive play of Meyer. Meyer up on right wing, feeds a nice little pass ahead to Santoro, in over the line, closes it and scores! Nice little chip pass by Meyer for his first varsity point, and Santoro came in on right wing and ripped the shot by McLarnon. At a 1 minute even, Santoro's third goal of the year, and the Eagles have a 2-0 lead, Coach.
Yeah, he did a really good job of selling pass, and you can see the goaltender just leaned a little bit, at which point Joe released the shot.
From about 20 feet out, that just went wide. Puck inside the zone. In front, they score. A loose puck ends up on a stick of Jake Lavoie, 10 feet out. No chance for Kunin, and out comes the Eagles over the line. Gets the center as Kennedy. Dumps it in. Eagles will chase after it. Murray. Murray wins the race. Leaves it for Kennedy, who's pinching in down low. Nice pass to Murray in the net, and they score!
Goal lead at home, and you're going into the third.
Back to the point. A long shot, they score, and there it is right there. Deflected shot by Jake DiNapoli, his league-leading 8th of the season on a wrist shot from the point of McKiernan. Howell and Paragalo, which we've probably said 10 times tonight on the draw, won by Howell. Dump behind the net, and Howell will pick it up. Go to the far side corner, back to the point to Noble. Noble scores! On a wrist shot from the top of the left point, and he gets it by McLarnon, and that's a gigantic goal at 4:58. The Eagles regain a 2-goal lead on Noble's first goal of the season. And back quickly comes Lavoie. Lavoie over the line, loses the puck, sends it towards Kunin. Lavoie behind the net, looks to center about it, he scores! Somehow that went in! Lavoie came out the other side with it and just took a turnaround rip shot. Face off one in front. It gets deflected through the slot. Popped up in the air out to center. Corliss falls down. Opportunity for McQueen, and he goes high with 10. Toward the net. It's in. They score. It's McCowell. Found a puck on the other side of the red line and put it in. And the Eagles are going to come away with a conference victory. It's 5-3 in 1952.
Figures it in. Gascon from Spain. Stripped, stolen. Daycox cookies. Offensive rebound. Burns. Knifing, sneaking inside, and picking up the 2 from the Eagles for this team last year. Stolen, Rossignol, bounce it, Cutter for Nerdy. Wow. Daycox, steal. Looking to get ahead of the field for 2. Timeout. Thought that it should have been a kick ball. Eagles get it right back, however. Harris pushing, kicking, Burns, firing, book it. It's a 3. Eagles a little flat here offensively. Cross, kick, for Nerdy, lines it up. Bullseye. It's a 3. Throw it into Parks. DHO with Daycox. Lasers one inside. Washington out to Fernerdi. Just hit one back to back. Yes, sir. Of a number. Burns pulls and hits. Warnock sets a screen. A caught. Swing it. Dieng, he's hit 18 threes this season. Make it 19. Way strong. A caught shovel. Dieng for 2 +1. First 5 coming back to the table here for Bridgeport. Williams driving, leaning, scooping, and scoring. Nearly 5 minutes gone here in the first half. Driving kick. Warnock open for 3. He didn't want it. Cutter, Sanders right back to a caught. Pick and pop. Warnock for 3. Things in the second half. Sanders top of the key. Pick and pop. Dieng launches and hits a 3. A caught, cross, bounce. Warnock chiseling, kicking, a caught, jumper. Yes. Get it down. Cross, backpedaling, jumper, and 1. A chance at 4 for Dang Dieng. Tried to get the step, cross-court skip, chin, extra feed. Williams, no hesitation, got a 3. And Dice made the rebound and the push ahead. A caught the steal, a caught. Hammer time! Big finish. Play, Dieng takes it right away. Dieng shovels it. Extra feed, a caught, spots up for 3. Williams throw it ahead. Lofting pass. Sanders lob. Dieng jam. The lob and the jam. Sanders to Dieng.
Get after it this early, but second game of the weekend, sometimes that happens too.
Run PMC out there for the Eagles as McCall, McDevitt, and Pekka take the ice. And McCall, who had his first varsity goal, the empty netter that iced the game at 19:52 in the third yesterday, had a goal and an assist as well. Long shot from Kelly at the point, right past it. Rebound, they score! And real quick at 2:50, Run PMC does it again. And Connor McCall liked what he did yesterday, and he scored again, his second of the season. And the Eagles have a 1-0 lead. Free pass Doc, and here's McQuegan. 2-on-2 with Swain. McQuegan with some speed over the line on right wing, looking for Swain. But he'll chase his own pass and pick it up on the other side. McQuegan comes away with it. Low in the corner area, he sends it toward the net, but wide. Delory takes a big hit. Then a turnaround shot by McQuegan in front. They score! Swain found it! Off the rebound, and at 10:45, the Eagles take a 2-1 lead on a simple little shot by McQuegan, who found his own pass eventually and got it into the goal. And for Scotty Swain, his second goal of the season at 10:45, and the Eagles take a 2-1 lead.
We're back inside the Drumner Center. Second half action getting ready to kick off here between Post University and AIC. The Eagles using a 7-1 run at the end of the first half to get themselves back in this game. For the longest time, in fact, I was just writing the first half of this game on my laptop here during halftime. For nearly 5.5 minutes, the Eagles didn't have a basket. They got their first shot, about 5:38 remaining in the second quarter, and Jaden Burns helped spark the Eagles, who were down 12 at that point, back into the game. That 7-1 run got this to a 5-point game. To where it stands now, the Eagles have trailed by as many as 12 points in this one. And a foul down low on Jaden Burns is called. A jumper there by Ramey Porter goes long, and the Eagles will have a chance to get some points early, and the turnovers are killing them early. Another one there for the Eagles. It was just they ran too fast in transition, and it resulted in a little bit of a miscommunication there between Burns and I believe that was Porter. But nonetheless, we play on here, and that's going to, nope, nearly was a, looked like it was a turnover on AIC, but it stays here. Give you some first half numbers. The Eagles shot 9 for 27 from the floor. AIC shot 11 for 31. Kivanna Bennett led the way with 8 points on 4 of 8 shooting and 6 rebounds. Ramey Porter, even though she didn't have any points, had 5 rebounds and 4 blocks. Both girls do have, Bennett's got 1 foul. Porter's got 2. I believe that was a little bit, there was a few changes with fouls during the half that we'll take a look at. Yeah, Munka's got 2 and Porter's got 2, so everybody else has 1 for AIC. Reeves makes her first free throw after the foul. And drains the second. For AIC, 11 of 31 shooting. Like I mentioned, Bennett leading the way for Post, shooting 9 of 27. 10 points for Jaden Burns led the way for the Eagles in the first half. Alyssa Rossignol, like I mentioned in that second, is Burns, hey, no good on the shot there. Reeves with the rebound. Burns with 10 points so far, leading the way. Rossignol, who had 9 shots in the first quarter, held to none in the second, so she's still shooting 2 of 9 with a team leading 4 rebounds. She's got 4 points. Not quite sure why the stats are showing block assists. That's volleyball. Yeah, there's only 1 block for the Eagles, and it is Hannah Finnerty. I've never seen this before, looking at a basketball box score where it has shown block assists. That's a volleyball stat. I'm not even sure how a system would award it, considering the system we use. But anyways, Aaron Harris the inbound, gets it out to Rossignol. Rossignol looking to take a shot, doesn't do so. Out to Burns. Porter on the left wing. Cutting in, tries to get it out to Harris. She will. Again, Aaron Harris got into foul trouble in the first half, had 2. She's in. Porter, spin move. Fouled by Bennett. That's now her second foul. Bennett's also got 5 turnovers on the day. Leads AIC with 5. A very sloppy first half for both sides, as coming into the half, it was 15 turnovers for Post, 13 for AIC. Seems like we're having some scoring operator issues over on the right side of the scorer's table. Not quite sure what's going on, but Porter will shoot the second. Looking for her first points of the game. She missed the first free throw. A lot going on in these first few moments here of the second half. Eagles hoping it could be a little bit less sloppy than it was in the first half. If they can clean up the turnovers, you got to feel pretty good. Look at that, turnover. Forced by Day Cox the other way, and she's got 2. Eagles within 4 once more, 30-26. Closest they've been able to cut the margin to. They did that in the first half before momentum quickly swung in the Yellow Jackets' favor with that foul by Finnery. Hey, look at that. Harris with a turnover caused. She's She's going to grab that and then get fouled by Reeves. Reeves second. Coming into the game now is Phillips. Eagle defense coming alive here in the second half to start. And Harris will inbound. Erin Harris, up to this point, has only played in 7 minutes, and she started this half. So that's 2 more minutes for her. She only played 5 first half minutes because it's important to note she had 2 fouls early on. Now that she's got more time to play with in the second half, you probably should see her out there a little bit more now. Into the middle is Day Cox. Got it. Basket is good. They're going to call that one on Jaden Burns after the basket. So it's just a dead ball foul for Jaden Burns. And then Washington will come in for Burns. So AIC ball, count the basket. Day Cox gets that one. She's got 6. And the Eagles trail by just 2, the closest they've been since the first. They trailed by 5 heading into the second, and then went on that scoreless drought, and another turnover cause. This time it's Harris on Boyle. Harris in transition over to Washington. Washington got it, and we are tied up at 30 all. Some excellent defense by the Eagles to start this second half, who have now forced 5 turnovers in less than 3 minutes. We're tied. Munka says not so fast, cuts that run down, and now it's AIC back in front by 2. Good start to the half, though, if you're the Eagles. Rosignol double team. That leaves Spinnerty wide open for 3, and no good, but Washington all alone grabs it and then tried to pass it to Rosignol, who was covered by 3 people, and it goes off an AIC defender out of bounds. Post will now get to set up their offense. Rosignol comes out. Emma Carmen into the game. Eagles gelling early here. Finnerty out top on the left wing. Feeds Carmen down low. A little bit of a mismatch here. Carmen makes the most of it. Munka can't guard her. 32-32 with about 6.5 left in the third. Grant for 3. Got it. Only the third of the day for AIC, and Grant's got 2 of them. Christina Boyle, Rutger Christina Boyle, currently has taken 5, and that's going to be a foul called on Phillips. And as impartially as possible that I will be, I believe that she got ball on that one. But the refs have a better angle than I do, quite frankly. From my angle, it looked like it was all ball, but refs think that she got a piece of Harris going up. So Eagles shoot 2. Good on the first. Boyle shooting 2 of 11 so far for AIC with those 5 missed threes. And good on the second. We're going to get Jackie Russell checking back in for Post. Coming out is Harris. So some really good early minutes for Harris. Eagles this year have shot 63%, 63.8%. I'm sorry. They've shot 55.5% from the free throw line so far this year. Munka coming in, no good on the shot, and it went off of an AIC player out of bounds, post ball, who will have a chance to take their first lead since the first quarter. So I apologize. Looking at the opponents are shooting 63.8% from the free throw line against the Eagles. Post is 61 of 110 coming to this game, 55.5%. Finnerty going towards the middle, kicks it out to Russell. Russell now over to the baseline to Washington. No good on the hook. Day Cox fouled. That was Phillips again. And, to give you an idea, too, with the free throw shooting, it is down from last year right now for Post. They were shooting 70.3 from the free throw line last year. So coming into the day shooting 55.5%. And so far today, shooting 62.5, 5 of 8 from the line. AIC, 6 of 10, 60%. Daycox with a chance to give the Eagles their first lead since the first. She's 2 for 4 from the line. Make that 2 for 5. As somebody who coached Parks and Rec basketball, which is a lot different, obviously, than coaching college. There's no comparison there. One thing I always did preach was free throws. And right now, the Eagles have missed a lot of free throws. That's now if I'm looking at this properly, now they're at about their season average of 55. They're 5 of 10 from the line, so 50% now. But that ball went out of bounds, so the Eagles retained possession. So a big swing for the Eagles to try and get some points. Finnerty got a nice fake out there, but Carmen now is going to have it in the corner. Feeds it into Russell, mishandled at first, and she's blocked down again by Porter. Gets her own rebound, though, for 3. Burns them with the 3. Eagles with 5:30 to go have taken their first lead since the first quarter. And that's going to force Kristen Hutchinson to call a timeout post. Looks like they're the ones buzzing, not the Yellow Jackets, to start this second half, as they're up 37-35. And to give you an idea of when the last time they led, because it's going to be a 30-second timeout. I'm not going anywhere. There's no point for a 30-second timeout. Keep it here with you. The last time the Eagles had the lead was when it was 9-6. No change of lead there. They were just up 9-6 off of that 7-2 start to the game. So far in this game, there have been 2 leads for each team, 3 ties. AIC led by as many as 12 points, 26-14 with 3:28 to go in the second. Post largest lead, 5 points at 7-2 at the 6:02 mark. This is Post's first lead since the first half. They've only led for 5 minutes and 10 seconds so far. And that's before they just took the lead because no time, well, some time came off the clock. So we'll give it about 5:05 in terms of time. And in fact, I was correct, 5:05 before that. Long 3-4 Grant off the mark, and Burns pulls it down with just halfway gone here in the third. Good ball movement by the Eagles. And again, I said a big thing. That's going to be a blocking foul called. Burns, yeah, you know, she did lead with the shoulder a little, but the feet of Munka were not set. Munka now, that's her 3rd personal. 5th on the team. That's big. Eagles are now in the bonus the rest of this quarter with that 5th foul. With 5:01 remaining, all sorts of changes coming in and out for both teams. Finnerty checks out. I'm going to check out for a minute and take a quick swig of water. Burns hits the first. Eagles by 3 now. We appreciate everybody watching live online on the CACC network and YouTube, as another miss from the free throw line for the Eagles, and then a loose ball foul, I think, called on Naj White after the rebound was pulled down by Bennett. We appreciate everybody following us on YouTube and on the CACC network. Currently 33 people watching on YouTube. And we appreciate all our subscribers. We're now up to 34, as I said that. Appreciate all our subscribers. We just hit 1,000 a month ago from today. November 11th, we hit 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel after having just 300 last fall. So we thank you guys for joining us on YouTube for all the secondary content that we post, as well as our live games, as Aaron Harris draws the offensive foul against Ramey Porter. Eagles ball up 3. What a turnaround in the second half. You know, if they hold on for the win, obviously, because it's still very early and this game could go any which way as teams adjust. Whoever our player of the game is, we're definitely going to have to ask them about the second half adjustments, because so far it's been impressive to watch this Eagles team so far in the second half. 15 turnovers heading into halftime, just 1 so far in the second half, whereas AIC's already got 6. And Post is in the bonus with 4.5 minutes left here in the third. Ramey Porter currently leading the pack of AIC with 3 fouls, 2 each for Phillips, Reeves, and Bennett. Chamorro with 1, Gurley with 1, and Munka's also got 3. Harris in low to Rosignol, and no good on the layup. Looked like she had it, wasn't able to secure it though. Through the hoop, so the Eagles still lead by 3. Boyle nearly forces a turnover there. It'll stay with AIC though. 4:07 to go here in the quarter. Turnovers are currently 5-1 AIC. Eagles with their largest lead since that 7-2 lead and that 9-6 lead in the first quarter. Working inside is Bennett, fighting for it, gets her own rebound, kicks it out to Ramey Porter. Boyle for 3, off the mark again. Another missed 3 for Boyle. I believe that's her 6th now. Has not been able to find it from long range. Ramey Porter cutting in. Kick out for 3. Reeves nails that one. 3.5 to go. We got a tie ball game. 38-all. It's going to be a low-scoring finish to this one, I have to think. But it's been a defensive one. And the big thing for the Eagles, folks, if you didn't see the first half and you're just joining us, I'll tell you in a minute here as this possession is starting to heat up. Harris now up on the left wing. Day Cox over to Harris. Russell, corner 3. Fouled by Bennett. And that's her 3rd. Or 4th, excuse me. No, I apologize. That is Bennett's 3rd. 3rd foul on Bennett. There's a couple of people at 3 right now, so that's Bennett's 3rd now. Coming in is Emma Cardman. Folks, if you didn't join us in the first half, the post offense was struggling to get things going offensively. But in addition to struggling offensively, a lot of travels going on with the post offense where they were just taking that first step too early. No travel so far in the second half. So that's a good thing if you're Courtney Burns in your offense. You're not turning the ball over on silly mistakes like that are easily fixable. She's fixed it with this team in the second half. Now it's a matter of can they fix the free throw shooting because it's been lackluster so far in this game. Russell hits 2 of 3, but the Eagles have struggled from the free throw line in the second half. They're now 8 for 15. And again, they're in the double bonus the rest of the way this quarter. Those are Russell's first 2 points of the affair. Eagles by 2 now, 40-28 after that 3-point foul. And that is going to be a blocking foul on Day Cox. Reeves extended the elbow. 50-50 call there, but it looked like Day Cox took an elbow to the chest from my vantage point. AIC to the line for 2. Good on the first. That's Reeves. And good on the second. The best shooter in this game so far is Jaden Burns, 14 points, 5 of 7. Really, that is the only notable standout in terms of shooting on both sides. You put points aside. Carmen with a nice pass and low to Burns, but it's taken away by Heaven Morris, and then back the other way comes AIC, and they take back the lead. 42-40 with 2.5 to go. Burns fed down low. There's just not been a lot of good shooting performances from either team so far. It's been sloppy on the turnover front, but it's also been sloppy on the shooting. Not sloppy on the shooting. You can't really judge that as sloppy. AIC shooting 14 for 39, Post 14 for 37. Both teams shooting in the mid-37s, 37.5 for AIC, 37.8 for Post. But no one's shooting as well as Burns. That's going to be a foul on Day Cox. I mean, she did jar the ball loose off of Ramey Porter there a little abruptly with a little slap there, and everything's bonus now for both teams. So the Eagles, after having the early foul advantage, now both teams are in double bonus or in the bonus, excuse me, double bonus in women's. Another miss from the line for free throws. And outside of Reeves, who shot 5 for 6 from the line, the rest of AIC right now has 3 makes 4 makes on 8 attempts. Harris carries it up the court. It's a 3-point ball game, back and forth, AIC and post. If you're just tuning in, the Eagles trail by many as 12 in the first half. Finnerty guarded heavily over there by Boyle. Harris back over to Finnerty, pulling the trigger on the 3. No good. Harris, though, gets it out near the 3-point line. Took a long bounce. Harris now back up top. Gets over to Day Cox on the right wing. Finnerty down low to Carmen. Back out to Finnerty. Finnerty, baseline jumper. Got it. Hannah Finnerty with another one. She is shooting 4 of 7 so far with 9 points now. Heads up over near me. Reeves down low, gets it into the corner to Porter. Amy Porter back up top for 3. And Rusger Christina Boyle snaps her scoreless drought from 3. She was 0 for 6 to start the game. Finally gets a 3 to go there. AIC back up by 4. Carmen on the baseline. Taken out by Morris. Heaven Morris with the steal. And pushes it ahead the other way. Threw it way too far. Oh, little fancy work there from Reeves to get it over to Boyle. And then Boyle hits the jumper and is fouled. And 1. Finnerty called for the foul. Boyle will shoot 1. And just like that, Boyle has heated up. She has the last 5 points for AIC, possibly 6 if she hits this one here. So after starting 0 for 6 and 2 for 12, Boyle's hit her last 2 shots, and now she has a chance at her first free throw make of the day. She also leads the team with 4 assists. The Yellow Jackets have dropped 9 dimes to the post 10. 9 steals for post. 6 for AIC. 7 blocks, though. 5 of those from Porter. You know, she hasn't scored much today. She's only got 1 point so far, else I'd say she could have a chance at a triple-double. And that's rare to do with blocks, but, I mean, she's anchored that middle part of the defense. If the Eagles can get some players in foul trouble for AIC, things can quickly turn on their heads, though. Russell lets Boyle touch that one. It stays with post. They trail now by 7. It's been a quarter of a run so far for both teams. Harris feeds it down low to Parks. Parks inside to Rosignol. No good. Back the other way with it is Bennett. And I think a light just went out in the Drumner Center. Down low with the shot is Bennett. Good for 2. Now back the other way with it come the Eagles. They could hold for last shot pretty much. There's only a 2-second differential between game and shot. See what Burns, head coach Courtney Burns, decides to do. You got Jaden Burns on the team too. Wanted to make sure we clarify that. Rosignol down low. Ooh, man, tough shot. Wow. Folks, from my angle, that did not look like it was going in from where she had to shoot it from, but she found a way to make some magic there. Post back within 7 here. Boyle will take the last shot. Boyle hook shot, no good. Rosignol cleans up the board. 3 players in double digits for AIC, just 1 for post. They trail by 7. We head to the 4th. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the CACC Network and YouTube. Post trails by 7, 51 to 44. Fourth quarter getting underway. If you're just joining us, Mike Vesey on air with you. for what's turned into a much tighter game than it was early on. I mean, AIC looked like they were running away with it because of some shooting woes, but Post has pieced it together, took their first lead since the first quarter in the third, but were unable to hold on. They trail by 7, and then Nicole Parks with a turnover there. Rosignol telling her, calm down. 9:42 to go. You still got plenty of time. We still got plenty of time. We're still in this game. Parks was visibly frustrated with herself. I looked down for 2 seconds. The ball's coming towards my head, but luckily Chelsea Reeves is right there to grab it. Last time these two teams met was last year. Post lost on the road 94-70. It was a mid-December game as well, just 370 days ago. Foul there by Parks. Eagles took an early 25-11 lead and then got outscored by 15 in the second, and the rest was history. They lost that one by 24 points. Burns checking back into the game, so is Finnerty. Parks and Rosignol checking out. Couple free throws coming here for AIC, who already have a 7-point lead, looking to build on that. Good on the first is Porter. That was only her second point of the game. Both of her points have come from the free throw line as she misses. And then a nice rebound by Porter. And she gets 2 more. Ramey Porter doing everything she can to help her team on the boards and now offensively. Eagles down 10 again. Burns down low, the leading scorer for Post. That was not even blocked. It just went off the bottom of the backboard. So Burns, unlucky shot there. Back the other way with it come the Yellow Jackets. Day Cox nearly has steal. But staying with it is Reeves. Boyle, 3, no. Off the mark. Good box up by Russell there to allow Day Cox to get it. And then Morris forces the turnover. And just like that, it's a 12-point game in favor of AIC. See if the Eagles have another run in them here down the stretch. Finnerty in the corner with it. Heaven Morris has been a little bit of a surprise off the bench. Didn't see too much of her in the first half, but in the second half, her defense has come alive to help the AIC Yellow Jackets force some turnovers. That's the first travel of the second half for Post after quite a few in the first half. For about 12 minutes, they were able to avoid any. That's the first one of the first half for your Eagles, who trail by 12, which was the most they've trailed by all game. In desperate need of a stop here to see if they can get themselves back into it down the stretch. Corner 3 by Boyle, and she's come alive from long range in the last few minutes. AIC now up 15 points with under 8 to go in regulation. Finnerty, jumper, got it. And the Eagles finally get on the board after an 8-0 run to start the fourth for AIC. Boyle up top has been hot as of late after a rough 2-4-11 start. Boyle kicks it into the corner, and Reeves with the threes. She's been raining them down, and now it's a 16-point game. Timeout, Courtney Burns. Right now, the Eagles being run out of the gym at home, but still plenty of time. We'll keep it right here as we're sorting some things out here in terms of fouls. I believe we're looking at shot clock. Never mind. So the Eagles will have the ball coming out of the timeout, trailing now by 16 points. They led at one point by 3, but since then, AIC has kind of pulled away. And this is a place where the Eagles didn't lose very often last year. Just 2 losses, one to nationally ranked Assumption, and then one in the CACC tournament, which ended their season in the quarterfinals against Goldie Beacom. But pretty much, if the Eagles were at home last year, you could count on the win. So far this year, though, has not been the case. And today, not looking too good for the Eagles, but there's still plenty of time remaining in this one for them to get back into it. All it takes is a few defensive stops. Burns with it. The Eagles' leading scorer. Porter now's got it. Down low to Finnerty, and it's taken away by Ramey Porter. The Eagles just have not been able to get anything going offensively to start this second half. Excuse me, fourth quarter. Now Boyle again has made them pay. 18-point game with under 7 to go. The Eagles did a great job of limiting the turnovers in the third quarter. They've had a few in this fourth so far. Nice underneath pass to Finnerty, and that's going to be a foul called on Morris. To the line for 2 will go Finnerty. Checking in will be Harris and Washington for post. So Eagles at the line for 2. Finnerty taking it. No good on the first. Finnerty on the second. No good either. Rebounded by Naj White, though, and now Finnerty, jumper, still can't get it. And Finnerty gets her own rebound, and she'll go back to the line. So you like to see that if you're the Eagles, just very aggressive on the boards to get themselves extra possessions, but unfortunately in that case, you wish you could get the free throws at the very least, or at least one of 2, and then that rebound, and then Finnerty was just not able to finish, and now she's going to hit that free throw, so good start to this visit to the charity stripe for her. Finnerty nails the second. Coming into the game now is Raquel Washington. And I believe, yep, another timeout called. Full timeout for Courtney Burns. Eagles still trail by 14, but they just showed a lot of heart on that last possession, which tells me, look, this game is far from over. It's just a matter of stringing together good possessions that will help you get back into this game. And on the reverse side of that, forcing a lot of turnovers for AIC or poor shot opportunities. So we'll see what the defense looks like coming out for the Eagles out of this timeout. But best believe, like they proved earlier in this game is not over. All it takes is a couple minutes to get yourself back in it. .6:31 remaining. The Eagles trail by 14. Evan Morris to inbound. Pushing it ahead. Boyle over in the corner to Bennett. Back up top to Boyle. Boyle, who's, after going 2 for 11, has now 6 of 18 with two threes made. That's another 3 by Boyle, and hey, announcer's jinx, maybe not, but 2 points go down the pipe for AIC on the board by Bennett. Eagles looking to mount a response here. I'm down by 18. Washington down low. Harris grabs it, comes back out to grab it. Day Cox. 3 no good. Boyle with the rebound. Time starting to run out now if you're post down 18. Boyle, quick shot, got it. She has been hot in the last, well, if you go back to the third quarter about this time, yeah, the last 10 minutes of play that she's seen, she has really started to heat up in a big way. Harris, 3, no good. Rebounded by Day Cox. Eagles retain possession. Day Cox over to Harris in the left corner. Eagles on the boards have been out-rebounded 35-29. Excuse me, 35-30. Day Cox. White blocked by Morris and rebounded by Ramey Porter. Boyle now up top. AIC can start to play the possession game at this point, up 20, and just kill as much shot clock as possible, especially if the Eagle defense isn't going to put too much pressure on them. Boyle for three. Wow. Hot hand for Rusger Christina Boyle. Again, she was 2 for 11 at one point. Now 8 of 21 and 3 for 11 from 3. She was 2 for 11 overall, I should say. And now with 20 points leading the way, one of 3 AIC players in double figures along with Reeves and Bennett at 15 and 10. Jaden Burns 5 of 8 with a perfect 3 for 3 day from 3-point range. Followed by Hannah Finnerty at 13 points and 5 of 9 shooting. We have another issue with the shot clock. Finnerty does have the team tie for rebounds at 5, along with Day Cox, who leads the team with 30 minutes. Ramey Porter with 12 boards, 5 blocks, 4 points. Nope. Now Mackenzie Ford, Jayla Colon, and Jackie Russell coming in, and we haven't seen Ford yet today. I don't want to say it's signaling the white flag just because we haven't seen a couple people here in the game yet. But we haven't seen them yet, 2 of those 3 yet today, so I think they're just trying to get some people experience at this point with 3.5 to go, and the Eagles now trailing by 25. As it's just been all AIC this quarter. Mackenzie Ford, though, is fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Eden Munka coming back out. This is Mackenzie Ford's first action of the season, and she's looking for her first points of the season. And that's her first collegiate point. Mackenzie Ford, a free throw with 3:35 to go. It's her first collegiate point, and make it 2. So Mackenzie Ford, welcome to Post University. In her first minute of action, has 2 points on those 2 free throws. That also means she's shooting 100% from the free throw line in her career now. Turnover there as Jackie Russell takes it the other way. And now Post trails by 21. Quick 4 points for Post. Now they're going to a little bit of a full court press, actually. Jayla Colon guarding over now near Reeves. Boyle up top. Boyle gets it down low to Munka. Munka reverse and got it. Is Ramey Porter cleaning up the board. The Eagles down by 23. 2.5 to play here. As AIC looks to be emptying out some people too on the next break. Naj White down low, made it. Thought it probably should be an and 1 to be honest, but they'll take it. 2 more points for Naj White. And now Boyle with Russell all over her. AIC with a timeout just to get their substitutes in. Boyle's day is done. 20 points, 8 of 21 shooting, 3 of 11 from 3, 7 assists, 2 boards. Played a team-high 34 minutes, although, no, Porter is not out there anymore, so she'll finish with a team-high 34 minutes. Another turnover by AIC there. Give Post a chance at a bucket. Russell, wide open three. Got it. Jackie Russell, with all the space in the world, nails the three. Post down 18. Applying the full court press here. We didn't see that since the first. Grant for three. No good. Rebound by Cologne. Going the other way now with it is Post. Finnerty now in transition three. No good. Rebounded there by Cologne. Gets it out to White. White, jumper. Fouled on the shot by Grant, I believe. Nope, I lied. That was Gurley with the foul. I thought Grant came around and got her. Gurley with the foul. 2 shots coming for White as the Eagles look to bring it to more of a respectable margin. It's down to 18 now. It was at 25. Nails the first. Eagles now 12 of 21, 13 of 22, 13 of 23 now from free throw line. Shooting about 50%, which is where they are at on average this year. And nearly a turnover there. It seems like from the observant point of view of me watching some of these passes that they've tried to make into traffic, it's just hard to do when you have a shorter player that can't go up and get it. Not saying that any of the girls are too short that are down low to get them. Finnerty, no good on the three. But it becomes a little more difficult if you're trying to get it into 2 or 3 defenders to try and get that pass threaded. And that's what we've seen with some of these turnovers or close plays for the Eagles so far. Munka down low is going to be fouled with 1:06 to go in a 17-point game. How about Remy Porter pulling down 13 boards, team high, game high. 5 blocks, 6 points. 33 minutes played. With 4 fouls, by the way. Good on the first. They're now 12 of 18 from the charity stripe. The offense for AIC shooting 66.7% overall in this quarter. 10 of 15 from the field. 3 of 6 from 3. They were 3 for 5 in the third after going 2 for 11 in the first half. They've shot over 50% in the second half. They're at about 58% right now, 59%, and shooting 55% from 3. Eagles had a good shooting third with 21 points, which AIC matched with 23, and shot 46%, but now they've shot 33 in the fourth. Just have not been able to piece it together, unfortunately, down the stretch. That run to start the fourth quarter, an 8-0 run for AIC, really set the tone for what this quarter would be. Eagles were never quite able to recover, and unfortunately are going to end up dropping their 7th game of the season. This time at the hands of AIC. They only have 2 wins all time against. White good on the first. And misses on the second. So assuming AIC wants to just run this clock out, which I'm hoping they do. No, nope. They're just going to waste it out now, it looks like. Looked like they were going to go for something because the Eagles are still playing straight up. They are. Missed by Heaven Morris, and then it goes out of bounds, but it stays post ball. Eagles wanted to play defense, so Post tried to, so AIC went for the basket. 12 seconds to go, and AIC's playing, I'm sorry, it's AIC ball. There was a turnover there by Post, and now they will just waste the clock out. The final score of this one will be 78-59 AIC. The Eagles falling to 1-7 on the year. AIC moving to 6-4. This Post just couldn't find their rhythm in the fourth quarter. It was all AIC down the stretch. Next game, though, for the Eagles this Saturday, they'll take on Sacred Heart down in Fairfield, Connecticut. D1 team up next for them. 2 o'clock for that one down at Sacred Heart. As for us, we will have Assumption coming to town on the men's basketball side of things on Saturday afternoon. Post University falls in this one 78-59. Eagles 1-7 now on the year. For everybody on our broadcast crew, our production crew, our stats table, our photographer, our interns from this semester, and so on and so on. I'm Mike Veshy saying good night from the Drubner Center. This has been Post University Women's Basketball on the CACC Network and YouTube.